Good afternoon. Welcome to the John Carroll University Graduate Commencement Exercises for the year 2019, the first commencement exercise to be held on Hamlin Quad. Please remain standing or rise for the singing of America the Beautiful, and remain standing for the invocation. Members of the university chorus will lead us in the singing of America the Beautiful. The invocation will be given by Rachel Marie Schratz, member of the class of 2019. Ms. Schratz.
Loving God, thank you for the gift of today and the time to celebrate and reflect on our journey at John Carroll. We are especially grateful to the family and friends that have supported and loved us amidst the projects, the papers, and the exams. We thank you for the opportunity for hard work, for the ways we've been challenged to grow, and especially for the professors and colleagues that became friends in the process. Bless these friendships and the work we've completed, and send your Spirit to guide us so that we may encounter the world with hearts hungry for justice and minds that continually seek to be challenged. As we are sent forth from JCU, allow this gift of education to humble us to be women and men for and with others. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Dr. Michael Johnson, President of the University, will now give greetings and present our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Professor Krukonis. Hello to the class of 2019, to our distinguished guests, board of directors, alumni, faculty, and staff, to our parents, grandparents, siblings, family members and friends, and most importantly, our graduates. Welcome to John Carroll University's 133rd commencement exercises. Today we honor John Carroll's traditions, we rejoice in the accomplishments of our graduates, and we look ahead to the future as you depart our campus as agents of change in the world. Graduation is a bittersweet ending and an exhilarating beginning, complete with joy, anxiety, relief, and elation. Today is not just a line on your resume. It is a rite of passage, a day that will live forever in your memory. It is imperative that you take the opportunity to celebrate what you have accomplished with your families. As you prepare to go forth and set the world on fire, I am proud to complete my first year as John Carroll's president. I've been so inspired by the way the JCU community supports you and how you support each other. As you are graduating from a Jesuit university, much is expected of you. If we use our 44,000 alumni as an example, many of you will become executives, leaders, champions, and ambassadors. You will continue to be advocates for change and a voice for the voiceless, driven by the Jesuit value of magis, or doing more. At John Carroll University, there are many examples of how we fulfill our mission of educating men and women for and with others. We see it when our students use their words and actions to show that life is not just about me, but about we. We see it with the graduate students in campus ministry, and when our undergraduate and graduate students work together to perform more than 140,000 hours of community service in 1 year with the help of offices like the Center for Service and Social Action. I assure you that a John Carroll University education equips you to emphasize the magis, to find God in all things, and to care for the development of the whole person as part of the world in which we live and help to create. You are tomorrow's agents of change. Now, while today is about you, I have a feeling that none of you got to this point alone. So many others have joined you on this journey. So all the graduates, I invite you to stand up right now. Please stand. I want you to look towards the families, your friends, your mentors, and everyone who helped get here today, and please give them a round of applause. Please be seated. Class of 2019, we are proud of you, we support you, and we thank you for leaving your mark on John Carroll University. May God bless you. This is a special year at John Carroll. We're celebrating the 50th year of coeducation at John Carroll University. So it is now my distinct honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, who is a true woman of Carroll. Nancy Cunningham Bonacci, class of 1977, is the managing director and co-director of equity research at KeyBank Capital Markets. She has been named by Wall Street Journal as a top-ranked equity analyst covering the insurance industry and one of Crane's Cleveland Businesswomen of Note in 2014. Nancy graduated from John Carroll magna cum laude with a degree in finance. She then went on to earn a Master of Business Administration from Case Western Reserve University's Weatherhead School of Management. Nancy has also served as a member of the John Carroll University Board of Directors and has been an incredible resource for our students and faculty. I'm thrilled to have her here today as the speaker for the university's first graduate commencement ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm John Carroll welcome for the 2019 graduate commencement speaker, Nancy Cunningham Bonacci.
Well, I needed the stool, otherwise you wouldn't see me, and I just look like a bobblehead up here. So, thank you for your very kind introduction, and good afternoon to President Johnson, faculty, staff, guests, and most importantly, to our graduates. This is a very important special day for our John Carroll community as we come together to applaud your hard work and dedication and everything that it took for you to get into these seats today. In the 133-year anniversary of John Carroll, this year, 2019, is a critically important year for 3 reasons. Number 1, this is the first commencement for our new president and our first lay president, Michael Johnson. Number 2, it is the 50th anniversary of the first time that women were admitted as full-time students, and then they were actually allowed to live on campus. And number 3, and most importantly, we celebrate the theme of this academic year, which has been inspirational leadership. So let's start with number 1, our new president. This is the first year since 1886 that a Jesuit priest has not been head of John Carroll, and our esteemed board of directors astutely found and hired an outstanding and brilliant leader in Michael Johnson. Since President Johnson stepped foot on this campus, he has led this university with great vision, and he has been so focused on the continuation of the commitment of the main tenets of the Jesuit education, and that is to be men and women for others. As a board, we are honored to work and walk side by side with President Johnson as he continues to lead this university in an ever-challenging world of academia, and one that will be continually impacted by the changing world of technology. And number two, as I said, we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of women entering the campus, entering the school on a full-time basis. As a female graduate of the class of 1977, I am just so honored and thrilled to be able to talk to you today. But I am also thrilled to tell you that both commencement speakers are women. And tomorrow, Joan Crockett, my good friend and former board member, who was from the class of 1972 and had an unbelievable stellar career as the head of human resources at Allstate Insurance, will be presenting the commencement address to the undergrads. And I think that is just outstanding. In your class, and an impressive class no less, 72% of the graduates of the College of Arts and Science are women. And in the Bowler School of Business, 35% are women. Those are really outstanding statistics. I have to say, I always felt that as a woman at this university, I had unlimited opportunities. I entered the business school as a finance major. It was clearly a very challenging program, and there were very few women. But that was by choice, not by design. And because of that, I probably worked harder than I needed to, but I just always wanted to be prepared, and I never hesitated to raise my hand and voice my opinion. Around that time when I was trying to decide my major, I was dating this guy, wonderful guy. He was captain of the football team, and he strongly suggested that I not join the business school because it was too hard. So we stopped dating shortly after that, and that proved to be a really good move for me. I had one professor, Dr. Jerry Clifford, who played a significant role in my life. He was tough, demanding, challenging, and if you showed up late for class by 1 minute, the door was shut, and you could not go in, even if it was an exam day. So I took 2 of his classes, and I can tell you I have never been late for a meeting in my life. In total, the experiences I had here at John Carroll prepared me incredibly well for the world of business. Even today, as director of research, it's so often I'm in meetings and I'm the only woman. And it's not just in Cleveland. I sit on a round table of research directors from all the major Wall Street firms, both big and small, and same thing, there are very, very few women in those meetings. I credit so much of what I have been able to experience and achieve through my training, acceptance, but most importantly, the encouragement that I received on this campus. Which leads me to my third and most important point, inspirational leadership. This was President Johnson's theme for his first year. But you, all of you, have already been showing us inspirational leadership as you've gone through your program. So what do I mean by this statement? What does inspirational leadership really mean? Let's look at your class. Again, a very impressive class. Of the 230 graduates, 79% of you have come to John Carroll to earn your graduate degree on a part-time basis. Of the 21% of you that were here full-time, almost all of you were graduate assistants. This took hard work and intense dedication and commitment for you to expand your knowledge to prepare yourself for the future. Clearly, that shows inspirational leadership to all of us. And I'm well aware of the fact that this has not been easy. My late husband, Dave, who I met here at John Carroll, and I both earned our MBAs part-time. I remember how hard it was, and that was before we had 3 children, and that was 35 years ago, and I still remember the amount of work. And so you well know that this has been challenging, and it's been exhausting as you've raced from a very tough job to get to class, to sit through hours of class. Then there's papers, homework, group projects, and very, very little free time for yourself. and that I know has been very difficult. I remember that during the time that Dave and I went to grad school, I barely ever cooked, and I certainly never watched TV. So I'm sure that these past few years, you have felt totally out of the loop on Monday mornings when all your colleagues and friends would talk about Sunday night's episode about Game of Thrones. So you obviously couldn't watch it because you were preparing for class. But now, when you leave here today, you can go home, you can lay on the couch, and you can just binge watch the entire series and enjoy every minute of it. So why do all this? It's because you know and believe in the importance and the commitment of the continuation of your education and finding the right profession for you and for your family. Whether that means receiving a master's degree to totally change careers or to put yourself in a better position for promotions. No matter why you so intensely came every week and came to class and worked hard, I'm so proud of all of you, and that's why we applaud you. And let us not forget, though, the other people that were on the journey with you. For those of you with spouses who held down the fort, we honor them. For those of you who have had children during this program, that made this even more difficult. Really, we applaud you for this. Hopefully you became really engaged in your program and took of all that was advantage to you here at the university. I hope you know and took the time to get to know the other members of your class, because one of the most important things about receiving a graduate degree is to be in class with people who work in other professions and other jobs. What you have learned from those collective experiences hopefully helped you well throughout your years here and will help you in the future. One of the most important pieces of advice I can give to you is that you stay connected with your classmates and your professors. Keep your classmates a close part of your personal and professional network. It will be critically important that you do this. For instance, one of my very close friends is somebody I met here at John Carroll, Mary Lynn Laughlin, who was in the investment business, and she entered that after she got her MBA. She was a few years ahead of me, and she has always been and still is an unbelievable mentor to me. She knew that I wanted to get into the investment business, and through connections in her network, I landed my first job in investments. We have remained lifelong friends, and I am so proud to tell you that last night, Mary Lynn was one of the recipients of the prestigious John Carroll Alumni Award. As I think about my years at John Carroll, and importantly, my years on the board of directors, I have always been in awe at the quality and the depth of the intellect of this alumni base. We as an institution have so much to be proud of, and proud of our alums, not just what they do in Ohio, but throughout the country and internationally. Many top organizations have many members who are or have been corporate CEOs. For example, John Bowler started and grew the Bowler Company into one of the most successful private companies out there. Jack Breen led Sherwin-Williams during a very important growth phase. And Rich Kramer is the current CEO of Goodyear. And let's not forget the late Tim Russert, who was the heart and soul of NBC's Meet the Press for 16 years. And this is just a fraction of the Carroll alumni base. So you have a lot to be proud of as part of this. As I look out at you today, I wonder how many of you will become principals of schools, published literary experts, or more importantly, corporate CEOs. It will also be exciting to see how many of you are going to go down the startup route. Look to your right, look to your left. Are these the people that can help you launch your startup? Think about that. Never forget the power of the John Carroll education and your John Carroll network. I promise you it will be worth the effort. Finally, an important thing that I hope you learned here, and I'm going to coin a phrase, or use a phrase that Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, has so famously coined, and that is the need to lean in. Learning does not end when you walk off this campus today. You are always going to be wanting to look for opportunities where you can stand up, raise your hand, and take on a new challenge. Sometimes the time is not going to be right, and it's going to be too daunting. But the time is never right for a new opportunity. You just have to think about it, pray about it, and just jump in and do it. And if it doesn't end up to be right, you assess, you pivot, and you move on to a new challenge. Staying still and not taking risks is not why you went through this program. Remember that. In my profession, I was a senior equity research analyst covering the insurance sector. I loved my job. It was challenging, exciting. It was an enormous amount of work, I will admit that. And as I mentioned, I met my husband Dave here at John Carroll. And after 25 years of marriage, Dave sadly passed away from cancer. It was totally devastating to me and my 3 children. Immediately following Dave's death, my boss came to me and told me that he wanted to promote me to become the director of research to lead all the senior analysts. It was a very, very difficult decision, and probably the worst time in my entire personal life to make a decision like that. But I decided to do it, and I leaned in and did it, and it was one of the best professional and personal decisions I ever made. Like you may be feeling today, I felt when I graduated from grad school that I was done with taking exams and all of that type of thing. And here I was at 50 years old taking out note cards and highlighters again because I had to study for and pass really difficult regulatory exams. But I have to tell you, it was well worth it. So I encourage all of you to make a personal commitment to always lean in, reach out, step up for new ideas in every possible way that you can. You will be pleased that you did. As I close, I would like to pass on a little bit of advice that I hope you keep in the forefront of your mind. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, one of the key tenets of a John Carroll education is to be men and women for others. That is really critically important. I know you're busy with work and family, but please stay part of your community. The community at John Carroll, but also the community where you live, you work, and your worship. Giving back to others and helping others is really one of the greatest rewards you can ever get. So as I close, good luck to all of you. We at this university are so proud of you, and we welcome you to move on from here and follow on your own authentic path that you can continue to create. God bless all of you, and thank you.
Michael Merriman, class of 1978, and chair of the University Board of Directors, will now present the candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Thank you, Jim. Let it be known, I was in that finance class in 1977 with Nancy Cunningham Bonacci, and Father Clifford did shut that door on the hour. Nancy was the smartest in the class, the nicest in the class. She was a force of nature and full of the spirit that you saw today. I am not surprised that she has had an outstanding business career, but I just never knew that I would be calling her one day Doctor. So it is with great honor that I read this citation. Nancy Cunningham Bonacci, class of 1977, is the Managing Director and Co-Director of Equity Research at KeyBank Capital Markets, a position that she has held for the last 15 years. KeyBank Capital Markets is one of the nation's leading providers of investment research that combines deep domain expertise with an interconnected research approach that capitalizes on opportunities for more than 600 companies. Her analysts have won numerous awards for their stock selection and earnings estimate accuracy. Nancy was a member of the John Carroll University Board of Directors from 2006 to 2017, serving as chair of the Finance Committee and as a member of the Executive Committee, Investment Committee, and Property and Facilities Committee. She received the university's highest honor, the Alumni Medal, in 2013. She remains active in the university, arranging meetings for John Carroll students and alumni with KeyBank. Nancy has also served on the boards of many Northeastern Ohio nonprofit organizations. She is a member of Universities Hospital's Seidman Cancer Center Leadership Council, chairs of the Governance Committee for Boys Hope, Girls Hope of Northeastern Ohio, and serves on the Scholarship Board for the Church of the Jesu. Nancy met her late husband, Dave Bonacci, class of 1976, at John Carroll. Both Nancy and Dave were named among Bowler College 50th Finest in 1995. After Dave's passing in 2004, a scholarship has been established in his memory that has aided numerous students pursuing a John Carroll degree. For her remarkable career in equity research, dedication to the greater Cleveland community, and leadership as a distinguished alumni of the university, John Carroll University is honored to confer upon Nancy Cunningham Bonacci the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences for the degrees of Education Specialist, Master of Arts, Master of Education, and Master of Science, please rise. Dr. Margaret Farrar, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present these candidates.
President Johnson, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, I certify that the candidates whose names are hereby submitted have satisfied all the requirements to participate in the 2019 commencement exercises. I ask that those who have completed all degree requirements be hereby granted their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the University, for those who have completed all their degree requirements, I hereby confer on them the degrees of Education Specialist, Master of Arts, Master of Education, and Master of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto appertaining.
Graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, please come forward.
Brittany Ariel Adams Stutz. Amanda Brittany Joffrey. Victoria Eve Lucart. Ellie Quinn Marilis. Erica Marie Martin.
Thank you.
Allison Elizabeth McCall. Julianne L. Schumann. Tracy Stegg. Allison Taylor. Caitlin Marie Adamonis. Rachel Marie Bartlett. Francis Ocean Bacuzzi. Colleen Corrigan Day. Amanda Easley. Richard Fajardo. Amelia Ann Graves. Carmen Melissa Hall Shorts. Congratulations. Linda Millian Holbrook. Sylvia Iorio. Corrigan Michael Irwin. Jasmine J. Kennebrew. Lauren Scott Butler. Sean Michael Cahill. Sarah Elizabeth Continenza. Sarah Marie Davis. Jennifer Mari Colleen. Eva Marie Krebs. Maxwell Clark Linville. Carrie Ann Lupachowski. Nicole Markey. Thank you. Madeline Rose McDowell. Are you?
Yeah, good.
Okay, okay. Matthew Walter Gellin McKinley. Carol McLennan. Angelo Demo Mendini. Jacqueline Alinda Nash. Hello. Congratulations. Rory Letty O'Neill. Hi. Jennifer Ann Oliver. Hello. Congratulations. Marissa? Okay. Marissa Ortoski. Hi, congratulations. Kaylee Irene Reed. Hello. Nelson Jr. Rivera. Hi. My cards are getting away from me. Schneider. Abigail Schneider. Thank you.
Yep.
Rachel Marie Schratz. Marla M. Shawi. Angelica Marie Stolarski. Hannah Lorraine Suttles. Raven Iman Thomas. Marisa Benet Wallace. Catalina Bladaru. Brendan Brian Bogues. Lauren Elizabeth Duff. Victoria Katarina Eder. Eva Marie Edwards. Elizabeth Ann Gallo. Michael Joseph George. Kayla Alyssa Peary Goulson. Hannah Elizabeth Grazia. Lauren E. Green. Emily A. Jack. Mark Andrew Kowalski, Jr. Sarah Lisak. Marie Noel Marshall. Stella Dare McLean. Sarah Isa Marie McCrae. Brenna A. McNamara. Jacqueline Grace Musselman. Aisha Denise Myhand. Julie Lynn Puckett. Caitlin L. Quayle. Jamie Rose Schooler. John Samuel Shelley.
Thank you.
Matthew L. Tisdall. Robert Allen Zeller, Jr. Consuelo de la Nieves Elerson Rodriguez. Zachary Lang. Derek Shane Theory. Magdalena Zook. Hajeb Alotaibi. Khaled Motain. The graduates will now robe themselves in their hoods, the symbol of their graduate degree.
Graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, please be seated. And congratulations. Candidates from the John M. and Mary Jo Bowler College of Business for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Science, please rise. Dr. Alan Mikiak, Dean of the Bowler College of Business, will present these candidates.
President Johnson, on behalf of the faculty of the Bowler College of Business, I certify that the candidates whose names are hereby submitted have satisfied all the requirements to participate in the 2019 commencement exercises. I ask that those who have completed all degree requirements be hereby granted their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the University, for those who've completed all their degree requirements, I hereby confer on them the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto appertaining.
Graduates of the Bowler College of Business, please come forward.
Andre K. Alamina. Jillian Susan Bielowski. Emily Rose Biniskevich. Logan Mitchell Calhoun. Sunana Chaplin. Joseph Ryan Dever. Nicholas David DiGeronimo. Taylor Ethan Elgart. Elizabeth Victoria Ivankovich. Nicholas James Formica. Matthew Robert Gable. Kelly Marie Genova. Aaron David Guy. Brandon Daniel Goldstein. Patrick Horgan Hackett. George S. Hanna. Bradley Thomas Hansen. Najam Hassan. Adam Joshua Hearn. Brooke Elizabeth Heisler. Michaela Joy Hutchings. Connor Michael Jameson. Lieutenant Colonel retired Matthew Kevin Johnson. Connor Joseph Jones. Chetan Kapoor. Joseph Matthew Karam. Jacob Logan Kimmel. Christopher James Krebs. Jacinta Locker. Bu D. Lem. R. Christopher Lilly. Abigail Jane Lipsick. Rebecca Lynn Love. Nicholas John Luchansky. Kayla Raynell Major. Nicole Elizabeth McManaman. Marie Yasser Mikhail. Justin Robert James Miller. Catherine Marie O'Donnell. Connor William O'Grady. Christopher Overton. Richard Joseph Pfeiffer. Emily Elizabeth Pouliers. Cara Ann San Lorenzo. Julia Lee Sewall Parker. Concordia Kalist Seleka. Jack Selman. Eric Dylan Slomovitz. Bartosz Soltis. Michael Stanley Schroeder. Marissa Joanne Stats. Alina Agnieszka Stepien. Abigail Rose Svitana.
Don't ask how I got here.
Joshua Laston. Jessica Ann Showalter. Jeremy Orlando Simmons. Congratulations, Jeremy. Natalia M. Skrodsky. Shane Yarrow Skrovic. Elizabeth Grace Tamus. Jessica Rachel Troughton. Isabella Trybusky. Mario David Volpe. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Zachary Michael Van Ryan. Shanice Dominique Winston. Christina Nicole Yates. Casey Joanna Haggerty. Sarah Ann Tilk. Joyce Wong. Stephen Mark Furrost. The graduates, oh, we have one more. Okay. The graduates will now robe themselves in their hoods, the symbol of their graduate degree.
Graduates of the Bowler College of Business, please be seated. And congratulations. Every year, the university recognizes a number of faculty and staff with a variety of awards. These awards are listed in the printed commencement program on pages 23 and 24. I would like to take a moment to recognize the award recipients present at today's ceremony. They include the recipients of our George E. Growell Faculty Fellowship, a faculty sabbatical, and more particularly, two distinguished members of our faculty who are retiring this year. Dr. Catherine Rosemary from the Department of Education and School Psychology, and Dr. Cecile Brennan from our Department of Counseling. I ask the recipients of these awards and honors to stand and be recognized at this time. Please stand. At this time, I am pleased to call upon Reverend Angelo Dema Munduni of the Society of Jesus, member of the class of 2019, to give the benediction. Father Munduni.
Loving God, thank you for the gift of today and the time to celebrate and reflect on our journey at John Carroll. We are grateful to the family and friends who have supported us and loved us amidst the projects, the papers, and exams. We thank you for the opportunity for hard work, for the ways we have been challenged to grow, and for the professors and colleagues that became friends in the process. Bless these friendships and the work we have completed, and send your Spirit to guide us so that we may encounter the world with hearts hungry for justice and minds that seek to be challenged. As we are sent forth, allow this gift of education to humble us to be women and men for and with others. In your name we pray, amen.
Please remain standing. Immediately following the recessional, all are welcome to refreshments served in the tent on Keller Commons. Members of the university chorus will now lead us in the singing of the Alma Mater.
To Carroll, gather near her, let your joyful anthem ring. Sound your
Now, as we conclude this year's graduate commencement exercises, I would ask that we give a final round of applause to the class of 2019.